It's the thought process for me. You know, with today's society, at the end of the day, we're not talking about the past. We're talking about today, right? If the right people were in office, or the right people were the right police officers, or the right people were the head of these police officers, you know, stations and stuff like that when it comes to this system that we have to go by, right? If the right people was in position, we wouldn't have to question the system. We wouldn't have to worry about our neighbor. We wouldn't have to worry about the fact that somebody's trying to take us out of our freedom or our thought process, because while we would be on the same page when it comes to respect and peace within our community, or within our community, with understanding that at the end of the day, within the villages as well. And I say that respectfully. It's a thought process to me. Because the crime rate is disgusting. It's so disgusting. You got people dating each other, going into relationships, psyching the in-laws out their thought process, they freedom, they pockets of eyesight. Psyching their girlfriend, their boyfriend out their freedom, they thought process, they pockets in the day. Domestic violence is disgusting. Hate crime is so disgusting. A lot of this stuff could be prevented from happening. It can. A lot of this stuff can be prevented from happening. It's the thought process to me. It doesn't make sense when you speak upon violence, or when you speak upon things that's going on in the communities or in the villages at the end of the day, that when you speak upon something and you're so firm with what you're saying at the end of the day, individuals who are one side is not going to understand when you understand respect yourself to respect your neighbor with no malicious intentions. It should be no reason why you walking outside, minding your business, and somebody shooting air and it hits you. It's supposed to be safety first. It's the thought process to me. It shouldn't be no reason why somebody's renting out from somebody establishment or whatever the case may be, it's private or not, or whatever the case may be. It should be no reason why anybody should have malicious intentions. It should be no reason why anybody's destroying anybody's property. Nobody. Nobody should be disrespecting either one party at the end of the day. Because why? Y'all both signed a contract and y'all agreed to a contract. And because y'all agreed to a contract, it should be a common ground communication. If you ain't got it, just be real. You ain't got it. And if the person ain't got it, it's steps to this. And because people don't trust the system, or because the system takes too long to remove certain individuals out of certain homes or whatever the case may be, because somebody said, you know what, enough is enough. It shouldn't have to go into the point where somebody's sitting there psyching somebody out their freedom at the end of the day. Multiple people. Because of the fact that somebody feels that the fact that they got shortchanged at the end of the day. But you signed the contract and you have to take responsibility for the fact that stuff like this happens. That's why you gotta be mindful when signing contracts. Be mindful who you allowing into your homes, who you allowing to entertain at the end of the day. If you feel like you have to second guess yourself within, oh, I think I just did the wrong thing. But when the time comes, I just deal with it. It's a thought process to me. Don't put yourself in an uncomfortable situation because you need an extra couple of dollars. Home money ain't good money, and I say that respectfully. It doesn't matter who it is. It's the thought process to me. But if we had a system that was set up and designed for the people, with respect, everything would look differently. It really would. It would make more sense, because with respect, it goes further. With respect, someone understands where you're coming from. But you can't talk to everybody the same. You can't, because everybody doesn't understand where you're coming from. And I say that respectfully, to be on the same page, because everybody's upbringing is different and everybody's communication is different. So how I may translate something to one individual, the next individual may not understand it. It's some people who have literacy problems. It's some people who have delays as to how it registers at the end of the day. And it's some people who just doesn't understand. It's not that they stupid, slow, retarded at the end of the day. They just need a little bit more time. And I'm not here to judge my neighbor, but it's a thought process for me. How the way society is set up at the end of the day. We're against each other when we're supposed to be united with each other. It's the thought process of me. Sneak dissing each other, disrespecting each other. And it's more disturbing to see how the older folks show the younger generation that this is the norm. When we're supposed to be out here breaking generation curses out here. And I say that respectfully, not all, but it is what it is. It's facts. And then you wonder why the children are picking up certain behaviors. Why are they doing what they're doing at the end of the day? Not all kids, but it's the thought process to me. We shouldn't have to have a system that goes against us. We should have a system that respects us. To understand that, wow, okay, it takes a village to raise a child, and it also takes a village and a community to be at peace within and to respect each other with no malicious intentions and to be on the same page. To be on the same page. Because if we're on the same page, we can override so much that they allowed us to believe that we cannot overcome. And I say that respectfully. It's the thought process of me. We should not be out here psyching each other out our freedoms at the end of the day, or our thought process at the end of the day, or our pockets. Because someone doesn't have self-control. Someone doesn't have self-discipline. Someone doesn't have self-confidence within themselves. Someone does not know how to respect themselves, to respect their neighbor with no malicious intentions. It's a thought process for me. Wow. You should be able to communicate with the management company or the whatever landlord that you're dealing with, if it's private or not. You should be able to deal with them in an orderly fashion, and the communication should be reciprocated on a two-way street. But it seems like that's not happening. It's not. It's either you got the employees disrespecting the tenants, or then you got the landlords disrespecting the tenants. It's a two-way street when it comes to disrespect, and I say that respectfully. Not all, but it's an equal exchange, and I say that respectfully. It's unhealthy. It is. Because nobody should be paying rent or nobody should be stressed out to have a roof over their head. And because someone signs a contract with you, whatever the case may be, they feel like they can disrespect you whenever they want to. No, it doesn't work like that. No, it does not work like that. Respect is a two-way street. I ain't had malicious intentions towards you, but you disrespected me. But check this out. Whatever reaction you looking for, you're not getting it. So you can try to antagonize my character all you want. People get pissed off by that. They get really pissed off when you don't go back and forth with words with them at the end of the day because of the fact that they thought they was going to play in the right person's face when they realized in the day, checkmate, they only played in their own face. This ain't got nothing to do with culture, religion, sexual orientation, somebody's disability. No, it don't. It's bigger than that. Like, stop the violence. It's the thought process of me. How they allowed y'all to believe to become your worst enemy. And to become your worst enemy to bring harm towards your neighbor. While the enemy sits back and watch y'all. It's not the norm. It's not the norm. It's not the norm. It's unhealthy. It really is. We should be able to have a system that respects us. Will we be able to rely on the system the same way y'all go vote for somebody today? Is the same way you should be able to reach out and somebody should be present. Oh, you want my vote? All right, hello, how you doing? I need something today. What's going on? All right, got you. You wanted my vote, but you against me. That's not how we should live. When somebody wants your vote, they have to mean what they say and say what they mean. It's like they start to show you at the end of the day, when they start this election stuff, right? They show you one side of them, and then they switch up like a bad relationship that you was just in. You ever been in a domestic violence situation? Or you been in that unhealthy relationship where you dealt with a narcissist? That psychs you out your thought process? That's like dating. That's like dating them. They gonna psych you out your thought process when they feel like it. They gonna manipulate you when they feel like it. They gonna discourage you when they feel like it. They gonna make you feel like giving up. Yo, wake up. Wake up. Wake up. I don't think you understand. Judgment Day's been here. Have you not been paying attention? It's the thought process for me. We should be able to live in a world where we're able to communicate in a healthy way, with no malicious intentions to go against our neighbor. Y'all here signing contracts with people, whatever the case may be. Mean what you say and say what you mean, whatever come out your mouth. It's just that simple. You ask for something, it's being delivered to you. It's a thought process to me, an even exchange. Be mindful when y'all allow somebody to shortchange y'all. It's the thought process to me. Nobody is deserving to be shortchanged. Nobody. It's been enough. The enemy's been controlling certain things at the end of the day for so long. That playbook is up. It's the thought process for me. Everybody's life matters. You know, regardless if anybody's overseas or not at the end of the day, everybody should have that safety net when something bad happens. It's supposed to always be an emergency plan when something happens. And I say that respectfully. You may not agree to what I'm saying because of who's saying it, but that's okay. Like I said, this content is not for everybody. But it's a thought process for me. You know, regardless of what part of the world you're in at the end of the day, everybody should be able to have that safety net when incidents happen or a rainy day just appears when we least expect it, because things happen. But not somebody controlling it. And I say that respectfully. It's a difference. When someone is controlling something, and when instead of it just being natural, I'd rather the natural way than the controlling way. It's the thought process for me. I don't got nothing against you. You know who you are. I don't. But leave innocent people alone. Leave innocent people alone. It's a thought process to me. People are falling into depression, anxiety, PTSD. People losing their jobs. It's getting worse. People losing their jobs. It's bad enough that they got to work for a system. But for them to lose the little finance they get, come on now. All because you want to control the narrative. It's unhealthy. It's extremely unhealthy. Because now you're affecting someone's health. Not only you're affecting someone's health, but it's hard to find gigs nowadays. It really is. It's hard. Not only is it hard, not everybody got money like that to be spending like that. It's the thought process for me. Especially the society that we live in right now. I'm talking about today. Today. Talking about today. We gotta talk about today. Moving forward. Today. That's what we have to talk about is today. That's the problem with people at the end of the day. We gotta talk about what's today. When it comes to bettering the communities, when it comes to bettering the world. It's a thought process for me. You know, it doesn't have to take for somebody to have a degree or to go to school to have common sense. But I've realized not everybody has common sense. And that's a problem. It is. Because somebody could be very respectful towards somebody and someone would interpret it as you're being disrespectful. Someone showing you love and someone showing you respect, something that you're not used to, and you take it as somebody's doing too much, or you take it as the fact that someone's disrespecting you, when they just acknowledging you. Have a good day, neighbor. Have a safe week, neighbor. You know, it became the norm of the norm. That we're supposed to be at a mindset as to giving up on ourselves. That's the mindset that they wanted you to be in forever. But the enemy doesn't live here. The enemy don't live here. And you gotta be a believer within that too. That the enemy does not live here. Stop saying playing the enemy close. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because the enemy does not live here. With God's protection for every direction. God will guide you to better days ahead. And God said with this one right here, there will be better days ahead. Unfortunately, a lot of people done lost loved ones. But one thing's for sure and two things for sure. They ain't leave you yet. They may have left here, but they didn't leave you. And when you know, you know. It's the thought process for me. Leave innocent people alone, Mr. Ma'am. The person in the back, you know who you are. It's the thought process for me. They're scared of you, but I'm not. And I know a lot of other people who aren't either. But it's a thought process to me. Leave innocent people alone with your malicious intentions. Stop trying to paint a narrative of the norm. Having people going against each other. Bringing harm towards each other. It's not healthy. It's not. Because in the process, what you're doing, and you don't realize, don't matter how much money you have, ma'am, sir, right? The people you say you love in your community, you're not realizing you're hurting your own people. You're hurting your own people. Your own people is speaking up against you right now. Do you not realize that? It's the thought process to me. Like, when is enough going to be enough with you? It's bigger than money at the end of the day, I see. You're really trying to prove a point. Because one thing for certain, two things for sure, God is not for sale. God is not for sale. God is not for sale. It's a thought process to me. We should live in a world and be at peace within. So you can understand to find you within. Because you're deserving of that. They took so much away from you, from a child point of view, and it went into your adulthood. Your balance was so off balance. Days when you was going in circles within circles and trying to find peace within your day, you was just wearing a mask to show up for yourself. It became the norm when it wasn't the norm. And I'm sorry that you had to endure trauma and pain from a child point of view and it went into your adulthood. But you matter. Your life matters. You matter so much to the point where what was endured within you, you're deserving of a peaceful night of sleep. And actually meaning it. To understand and find peace within yourself. To not be discouraged. Give up on yourself. Feel like you're doing so much for everybody else, but you can't even see yourself. Because you matter, you matter, you matter, you matter. You deserve to understand the awareness within yourself that God installed within you. God installed self-awareness within you, self-healing within you, self-respect, self-peace, self-control, self-discipline, self-confidence, self-care, self-value, self-love, self-worth, self-peace, self-patience, healthy boundaries, healthy balance. You're deserving to elevate and to be able to choose your future in the most healthiest way, not to shortchange yourself. So you won't become victim to your trauma, your pain that was endured within from your child point of view, going into your adulthood. When it's supposed to stop today, when you're mentally ready. So you won't shortchange yourself when it comes to your future. And when it comes down to trauma, healing, and pain, it would never be an overnight process. It would never be an overnight process. And you have to be mentally stable to understand that, listen, I gotta mean what I say and I say what I mean. When I remove the mask, and I can't have one for the one door and one for the other door because it won't make sense. So once you remove that mask, you gotta be firm and stand tall and be strong. It's not a competition when it comes to healing. It's not. It's not. It is not. And it would never be an overnight process when it comes to healing. Trauma, pain, healing. It would never be an overnight process. No amount of money in this world. No amount of money in this world. Because if it was so, everything that you purchased, you wouldn't be feeling the way you're feeling today. Not at peace with yourself. Not shortchanging yourself when it comes to your future. So you already know how it feels. That money does not take away the pain that's inside of you. It don't. It just gives you access to buy stuff. Temporary situations. You matter. You do. You truly do matter. It never allows someone to allow you to feel like your light is dim. Because God has not dimmed your light. You are the light within you. You are the gift from God. You matter. You matter so much, you overlook yourself. And because you overlook yourself, you hurt yourself so much within. It's okay to cry. It's not that you're weak or whatever they gotta sneak diss you about. It's not about that at the end of the day. You got to get in tune with you. Because once you get in tune with you, you start to feel. And when you can feel instead of being numb, that's progress. It's not going to be easy when it comes to it, though. It's not. It means that you're trying to adjust to get out of a mental state where you're battling yourself and the enemy within you that they install within you. So now you got to get that enemy that's within you out of you so you won't become your worst enemy moving forward. That's how much you mean to life. Because God created a light within you. And only the day when you realize, the day when you get in tune with yourself, you'll be able to see the light that God installed within you. And he'd be like, wait, hold on. What? Wow. Yep. It's always been there. But you can't understand it. Because it's not there for you to see. Because you're your worst enemy right now. But when you remove your worst enemy from out of you, you start to show up for yourself and mean what you say. You know, when it comes to certain trauma and pain from a child point of view going into your adulthood, maybe being sexually assaulted, dealing with domestic violence, hate crime, discrimination, dysfunctional folks, you put a name to your book and went into your adulthood, sickness, or whatever the case may be. When you understand that, hey, understanding these things that was installed within you from a child point of view and it went into your adulthood, when you come to the understanding that, hey, I didn't know that was affecting me the way that I had this mask on this whole entire time. You start to get triggered within inside of you. Emotions that you didn't even know was there. Things that probably happened 10 years ago, 20 years ago. You know how those conversations that you be trying to have with somebody or whatever the case may be, that you feel like you need to get off your chest, and they be like, oh, that happened 20 years ago, let it go. No. Never allow someone to discredit you because you need to get something off your chest. But if they're going to be one-sided about the conversation, that's when you got to analyze and let go and say to yourself is, you know what? I forgive you, whoever you are. But I'm not going to shortchange myself today. You did what you did. You allowed me to feel pain within. You allowed me to feel trauma within. When you was just trying to find a balance within your day. And understand that, well, as days progress, as you understand your journey, you're going to have more triggering days to understand that, wow, I have to be patient. I gotta understand balance within, and I have to have self-control. Because if you don't have self-control, what happens is you fall into the mindset of depression. You fall into the mindset of anxiety. You fall into the mindset of you're not sleeping properly. You fall into the mindset of doing dysfunctional behavior things. And I say that respectfully. Start to endure and put unhealthy things into your body. You matter. Your life matters. And you are worthy of life. They overlooked you. They gave up on you. But do not become victim to your future. And I say that respectfully. You matter. You are worthy. You matter. They gave up on you. They overlooked you. They didn't see your worth. They sneak dissed you. They disrespected you. They had third-party conversations about you. But you're still standing before yourself today. And there are better days ahead. Because you was willing to choose you. Not only you was willing to choose you, but you showed up for you. And not only did you show up for you, you're able to look at your reflection in the mirror and acknowledge yourself. Wow, I love me today. Not only do I love me today, I'm at peace with myself. I'm finding peace within myself. I'm healing. I'm healed. I'm elevating. I'm trying to elevate. I'm being patient with myself. I'm not hurting myself with words. I'm not getting discouraged. I'm showing up for me today. Because they didn't see my worth. I know my worth. They didn't see my value. I know my value. They didn't know how to love me. I grown to love me. They didn't care about me. I started caring about myself. I started applying more love into myself instead of taking away from myself. Because people didn't know how to respect me because they wanted to take my kindness or weakness. So I poured that into I poured that into me. You see how that worked? Self-awareness is very important. Self-awareness is very important. It truly is. Self-awareness is very important. So you can understand balance when you show up for yourself. When you are able to say, you know what? I'm having a misunderstanding self-day today. But I still need to find balance within my day. I still need to be patient with my process. Because why? God is still patient with me. And God has shown me that in the day that, hey, I can find balance within my day when I show up for me. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding day. You find a balance within your day. Because you chose yourself in the most healthiest way. You understood what it felt like for somebody to shortchange you. You know what it felt like when someone took your kindness or weakness. You know what it felt like when they didn't love you. You knew what it felt like when they did not respect you. You knew what it felt like when they did not see your worth. You knew what it felt like when they did not see your value. You knew what it felt like to be in an uncomfortable situation. Because someone went against you and manipulated your character for a description that you truly wasn't. You knew how it felt to be an innocent person and for somebody to try to psych you out your freedom. So you knew what it felt like. You knew what it felt like to be homeless. You knew what it felt like to deal with depression. You knew what it felt like to be disrespected in a way, wow, I'm just an innocent person trying to stay in my lane. I'm just trying to find balance in my day. You knew what it felt like when it came to your past and how you don't want to relive it another day. You matter. You matter, you matter, you matter, you matter. Wow. Confirmation. God is good. When you least expect it, God is always on time. Don't give up on yourself because they allows you to believe to become victim. They endure this behavior within you. It's not the norm. It's not. Love you. Respect you. Find peace within you. It's not competition when it comes to trauma healing because everybody's walk of life is different. My shoes, you won't be able to fulfill my shoes. I wouldn't probably be able to fulfill your shoes because our walk of life was different. But I know how to respect myself to respect my neighbor with no malicious intentions to bring harm towards myself or others around me. It's called respect, neighbor. It's called respect. Your life matters. They endure so much, dysfunctional behavior within for so long that it became the norm. It's not the norm. It's not. I'm about to wrap this video up. I gotta go! It's the thought process to me. Believe in yourself. We walk by faith, not by sight. And there are better days ahead. There are. There are truly better days ahead. There's no need to be discouraged or live in fear at the end of the day. Safety first. Protect your family. Because you matter. But that doesn't mean protect your family, right? But that doesn't mean in the process, protecting your family, bring harm towards innocent people. It's a difference. It's two different things going on. Especially when someone does not have malicious intentions to bring harm towards you. It's a thought process to me. Big difference. It's one thing protecting your family. And it's another thing when your neighbor is walking on the sidewalk minding their business with no malicious intentions. Stop the violence. Stop the violence. And that's the problem with society today, like knowing the difference. Not everybody, but it's the thought process to me. Stop the violence. I'm about to wrap this video up. It's been real. Yeah. I truly appreciate time to the genuine ones only. Have a safe month. Have a safe day. Have a safe week. Have a safe remaining year. Your life matters. Your life matters. Be mindful who you vote for at the end of the day, and I say that respectfully. Because individuals, they do it for all the wrong reasons at the end of the day. Ain't no money in this world at the end of the day should allow you to psych yourself out your thought process or your freedom at the end of the day. Because someone doesn't see your worth. You asking for something, they need to mean what they say what they mean. Not shortchange you. Or psych you out your eyesight. Because they ain't got good intentions. It's a thought process for me. Now you genuine love, respect. Just because someone gave up on you, don't give up on yourself. Just because someone overlooked you, don't give up on yourself. You are genuinely loved by all the right people. You are genuinely respected by all the right people. And you deserve to be treated with respect 365 days with no malicious intentions to bring harm towards yourself or others around you. Never allow a hate in disguise or personal malicious intentions suck you out your thought process, your feeling, your pockets, or your eyesight because they don't have good intentions. Misery loves company. The only way to entertain is to acknowledge it. So be mindful when you're shortchanging yourself when coming into contact with someone who ain't got common sense, let alone know how to respect themselves to respect you. And be mindful when you judge a book by its cover. For real. Hello? Wake up. It's the thought process me. Nah, for real. Be mindful when you judge a book by its cover. Because you only play in your own face. Pick it up and help you find peace in your own life one day. Now you genuine love, respect. Have a good day.